What's up, y'all? Welcome to Desert Armor More. As you can tell, if you saw the title, we're changing the oil in the Sprinter today. It needs it. So we're going to warm it up for a little bit to get the oil going good so it'll drain better. And then we'll go ahead and set up while that's happening. Looks like I might have something on the lens here. Let me see if I can clean that off. Sorry if you see blackness. Let me get a rag to wipe that off real quick. Get a rag in here. Let's wipe that off. Hey, Canella. Sorry if you see some mess up on the lenses here. There we go. Need to get the protectors back on those things. Hey, we got a couple people in here. How's it going? We got to change the oil in the van, guys. We're going to start it up to get it warmed up. Got to get it warmed up. And while we're doing that, we're going to set up right here. It's a cold day this morning. We put Skittles jacket on them. Let's see here. I don't know if I could put it on tracking with the front camera. Let's see if I can switch it over. Let me see. I think I can. Let's see if it works. Oh, sure enough. Perfect. There we go. I'm not sure if it's working right though. Let me get my little remote off and see if it's working right. Oh, I shut it off though. Here we go. Yeah, it's showing it's tracking me. I can see it on the remote here. Needs to be a little lower though. There we go. Perfect. Move it the other way. Yeah, I'm cheating with my little remote here. I can't see your comments, but at least I can see what's happening. Hey guys, how's it going? Changing the oil on the van here. Got to warm it up a little bit. So while it's warming up, we'll go ahead and set up here. Of course, it's on up idle right now. It's slowing down right now. Hey, Skittles. How you doing, buddy? This is a multi-use table. We use it for shooting, hunting, camping, oil changing. Put the blanket on it real quick. Hey, Skittles. Really? No. Alright, the rad's up here. I've got a Mercedes filter. I just hope it's the right one. Let's see here. Is this the one I opened and put a little bit in already? Yeah. So if the wicks I got is the same, is it following me? Uh-oh. Must have pushed something. It's not working very well right now, it looks like. Let's move it up. There we go. Oh, too high. Or not high enough. There we go. There we go. Now it'll track me. Maybe. I think the sunlight's messing with it. There we go. Wrong way. Tilt it down. There we go. Shut off the tracking. We don't need the tracking on right now. And good morning to y'all, by the way. Hopefully it's the same filter. I got a Mercedes brand one right here the other day off of eBay. It's still tracking. I thought I had it off. Anywho, Mercedes brand one. And then we'll see. It looks like the Wix is the same one, so we'll probably put the Mercedes one in. Save the Wix one for another time. They had cheaper brands for like $10 versus the Wix is 20 something. I prefer Wix. It doesn't show it's still on the tracking. That's weird. All right, what we got? What's your favorite sport? Probably volleyball or baseball. It's tracking you, but need more to the left. Yep. Good lazy day for now. There you go. What's up, AT? Chris, how's it going? Buenos dias, señores. I'm not a señores, I'm a señor. We're doing good, buddy. Get you back in. Murray's back in the house. What's up, Murray? HG, how's it going, brother? I'm looking at your comments. I'm on the other side here. Hey, Mason. How's the maintenance going? Well, we're figuring that out right now, I guess. We're setting up here. Hopefully it doesn't float too much. I notice it lightly moves over to the side if I'm not paying attention. All right, we should be able to shut off the dam now. I got to catch all the oil too, so got to figure out what to use for that. I haven't changed this oil in a while, so hopefully it's okay. Last time I changed the air filter was about a year ago. So that's getting close too. Yep. All right, let me get, I don't know if I got a piece of cardboard I can crawl underneath with. It's kind of neat. I can see what's happening on this controller. Then I can turn on the tracking like so. Yep. Yes, sir. That's kind of cool, huh? All right. I don't know what the distance of the tracking is. It seems like too the sunlight's messing with it because it shut off right there. See, now it grabbed again. I think the sunlight's messing with it. This thing, believe it or not, kicks up to 11 quarts of oil for an inline 4-cylinder turbo. Yeah, this has a 4-cylinder in it, but it's got good get up and go and tows well. It's a 3/4 ton. It's the way the transmission's tuned to it. It's pretty good. All right, let's see what I can use to put underneath there for a tray. I needed something big enough to tote it around. Wrong way. There we go. I'm trying to think what I could use. A 5-gallon bucket's too deep. Need like 2 5-gallon buckets that are about this shallow to stick them in. All right, what do we got? Wait, forgot it was Jetta or another VW. No, it's not a VW. It's a this is a Sprinter. I'm curious, what is your favorite car brand? My favorite car? I'm not really sure. It depends on what year and what I'm wanting. How's your VW? Yeah, I don't have a VW. That right there is a Ford Fusion. It does look like a VW. You're right, that corner there. My Jetta got totaled out after it hit that deer. It's gone now, and I'm buying a truck. Brookside, didn't you guys just get in a wreck with your Honda too? Your wife did? You sure? Cashmerinaya? What in the world's that? Hello, I'm listening while looking at rocks. Hey, yeah, there you go. It's chilly out here. So it's fully totaled. Did they pay you good for it? Yeah, that's definitely would be nice to know. All right, hopefully it tracks me now. I got it back on again. I might not be close enough. There it goes. No, it's not tracking. Come on, wake up. I think it's the sunlight. When it's at the wrong angle, it doesn't track it right. Come on. There we go. No, it's not tracking. Come on, buddy. What's wrong with you, bud? Wake up. Yeah, that sunlight in it's messing it up. Let's see. Look at it. There we go. I had to get close enough for it to grab. I gotta find something to put the oil in real quick like. But yeah, guys, look at this. I was gonna do a short of it. So here's a thing of water that I had sitting around from the rain. It overflowed this tray, but it had over a ½ inch of ice in it from this morning. Same with on the water for the donkeys, over a ½ inch. For the boys! I gotta find something to put the oil in. Where can I put the oil in? It's gotta be shallow. My oil things I don't think are over here. It might be, I can't remember. All right, let me shut the tracking off for a little bit. I got the little remote here. All right. What's cool is I can see what it's looking like with that remote. Yes, the old lady told this Civic. Yep. Everything okay? That's important. Yep. Okay, good. Yes, new year, new cars, and glad she's okay. Yeah. Yeah, they gave me a good price for it. Gonna miss it though. All right, let me get something to see. I thought I had something to put oil in my car cover here. Let's see here. There's a bucket of screws. Oh, that's got a big old hole in it. That ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work, mate. What can I use to put the used oil in? Oh, here we go. All right, I found something that should work. I got this huge paint tray that's dirty. That should be able to hold about 3/4 of it, if not all of it. This is for those like 20-inch rollers. We'll stick that under there. Is that my roommate singing or something? Sounds like it. All right, let's relink this here. Put you a little closer. Get it out of the sun might help. All right, let's give that a try. There we go. All right, socket sets. Should be a 3/8 socket set. It's been a while since I changed this. I know that top one on the oil filter is pretty big. The one underneath, yeah, that one's pretty big too. Yeah, it's looking down with me, kind of cool, huh? I think the one underneath's like a either 15 or 17, was it? Let's see, I think to get me down there that low, I'll have to lower you. There you go. All right. Yeah, I know, it's like staring up at me like a little robot. It looks hilarious on my end. It's like this little arm tracking me. Hi, guys. Well, that thing's smaller than that. Smaller than 15. That's unique. It's unique. Well, hey, Skittles. Hi. Look what we found. A Skittles. All right, out of the way, buddy. No kissies right now. We're busy. Oh, Canella's got to say hi, too. She don't want to feel left out. Canella, move. Too many objects for it to try to chase. It didn't know what to do. Skittles off. Skittles off. Skittles, move. All right. Yeah, it's 13. All right, this should be enough to hold it all. Last time I was in here, I put a new washer on it, so we should be good. I used to change it about every other, the washer. I think they suggest to change it every time. If it's not bad, why change it? Yeah, this oil definitely was old. Well, it's got a lot of miles on it. I know that for a fact. All right. Doesn't know where to track right now. Gonna have to reset it. It's flashing blue and green. All right, what's your problem, buddy? Point you up. There we go. All right. Okay, what's the problem here? Let's push the button on the front. It's not tracking anymore. It's not dead because it doesn't show it's dead on my remote here. There it goes. Oh, nope, nope. Get back up. You know, my roommate's singing and he's inside. There we go. There we go. Got to clean the bolt off real good. Look at the bolt on those thingies, guys. Real long and skinny. Here, I'll move you this way out of the sun. Big old bolt. The bolt's like as big as the head on here. It's weird. Yeah, we put a new washer on it last time. So we should be good on the crush washer there. It's kind of unique to see myself on this thing. It's kind of funny. Alrighty, once that's finished draining, oh yeah, we're doing good. We've got plenty of room on that. Every once in a while it just crashes out, huh? Just like, I don't know what to do. Goes to bed. It's like night night. Doesn't like going that low maybe. I could lower it one more. Whee! There we go. She's still draining down there. I think it maybe you can't track my face, although it's not supposed to track a face. It's supposed to track objects, humans, and animals. Some of those other ones only do humans only. There we go, she's almost done. It helped to warm it up first. Yippers. Yeah, that oil definitely was a little old. It had like, I should have changed it about 4,000 miles ago, unfortunately. It is synthetic, but I put more on it than it should have been. Usually I change out my synthetic in here about every 7,000. I think it had about 11,000 miles on it. I hadn't changed it since last year. Of course, last year was a little bit ago, but I mean like 2024 last year. Like right before I moved here, I changed it. The beginning of December last year, 2014. Yep. Let's see. We'll go ahead and I gotta check something real quick. All right, let me check this real quick. Let's see. What about MacGyver? What's wrong with my profile picture? I don't know. It's a turtle, right? Hi, Skittles. My dad was a professional mechanic for a while, so it's kind of we've seen you not having the right tools and not in the garage. Oh, I have the right tools. Jerome, what's up, brother? Hey, Simba. You gotta go see you, Murray. Yep, Sprinter's a 13 millimeter. Yeah, I got it. I'm slowly reading your guys' stuff. LOL, Jerome. Yeah, Jerome sometimes does the MacGyver tool special jobs, Elijah. No, I've got all the right tools. Chris, how old are you? Don't lie. I had a heart attack 3 weeks ago, so you must be old enough. And I used to submit my essays using a typewriter. Yeah. Save them on a floppy. Hi, Jerome, how are you? What's up, Ralph? Chris, I mean, at least it works, right? You don't have an oil pan. Oh, I do. It's just not here. It might be inside my car cover, but it probably has some oil in it. So I actually do have the right stuff. All right. Back to tracking. Let me turn that back on. All right, should work. Let's lower you down a little bit. Oops, wrong way. Or maybe that was right. Wow, this battery on here doesn't last very long. All right, let me, because it's already red. Of course, it wasn't full charged. All right, let me lower it. I put the tracking off. Let's raise you back up. So we need to get inside here to get that oil filter out right there. And so I got to get the big enough socket for that. I should have one that big in my 1/2 inch set, which is that one right there. But I act and look 14 because that Asian gene. Okay. Raise you guys up a little bit. Get you in the right position. Oops, wrong way, guys. Sorry. Lower this down. Move this. Oop, wrong way. I'm still used to. Let's see, Chris, you had a heart attack 3 weeks ago and you're only 38. Hey, sometimes it happens, unfortunately. Let's see, let me lower this, but raise the bottom base. It'll be more stout, I think. There we go. It's a little wibbly wobbly. Yeah, sadly. Yeah, I've had heart problems, and when I was 32, was it? I still got it. All right, should have one big enough in here. I got all the way up to 1 inch and 1/8 in this 1/2 inch socket set. And I think this was just over 1 inch. 1/16 is this one. There we go, 1 1/16. That's what size it uses to get off that oil filter housing. 1 1/16, mate. All right, let me put some rags in there so it drips on that stuff when I pull it out. It's one of those filter housing setups, then you got to change all the O-rings out on them. All right, let's put a couple across here. That way when I bring it up and over. Whoops, I accidentally pushed the lock button on my remote there. Now, I used to work in a shop, and they would, after I was even done working there, they let me borrow the facilities to change my oil in all my vehicles. That's what's nice about a mom and pop shop, that you leave in good terms. There was one guy who did not. He wasn't allowed back in to borrow the machine and stuff. Buy materials and supplies, yeah, but not to use the stuff. Anywho. All right, let's get this one ready to set it on. And let's get our socket set all set up here, the 1/2 inch. No, I got the tools. I got a big toolbox in that thing in my car cover over there that wheels around, 5-drawer tool chest. There's nice Harbor Freight lime green ones that are pretty neat. All right, put some extensions together so we can get down in there better. Might need a longer one, unless I access it from the next notch lower. That'll work. Yeah, this thing is an inch and a 1/16. There we go. Did any of you guys watch Legit Streetcars? He's a mechanic YouTube channel. He just bought himself a Mercedes SUV that's supposed to be like 130 something grand for 20 something. I just watched it this morning. He just posted it this morning. Really like his channel. He's a clean talker, family guy. Really nice fella. But yeah, he just got a really nice Mercedes SUV. All right, got to move the old vacuum line out of the way. So then we got to change the O-rings out of this. Slide this off. It's a little metallic-y, not too bad. This is a Napa Gold, which was made by Wix. I don't know if you guys knew that. Napa's stuff is made by Wix. Look at those weird looking fins in there that the wheel spins around. Man plus Hamel. Man Hamel. All right. Got to change off the O-rings all in these. There's one here, one there, and one there. Usually use like a poker stick. So I got to see if I can dig mine out. We're going to clean this out real good too. Real nice like. There we go. Let's see what else we got going. Let's see here. Let me get onto your stuff again. Yeah, sadly, what's the temp there, Jerome? Ralph, it was a little bit ago, it was 43. It's a little warmer now. I have a stint and 2 more waiting for a conclusion test if I need more. There you go. Yeah, that's sad. Means everybody we got to pray for, Chris. Yep. Not too old, but also not too young. Having lift access while doing engine or suspension work is so nice to have. Yep. Now this I would just pull in because it's so tall. My car and my small van that I need to sell, it's the Ram ProMaster City. I need to find the keys. I was looking for it a little bit today because I need to put that thing for sale. Anyways, I would go on the 4-post unless I'm doing like tire rotation or something or putting new tires on because they'd let me use their tire machine too. and I would put it on the 2 posts for the tires and the 4 post thing for the other. What's that, Red? Had to fill up the wood rack. 39 here, bud. 39 degrees. We got down to probably 25 this morning since we had 1/2 inch ice on everything. At least that's my guess. Let's lower you guys here real quick. Whee! Whee! Uh-oh. Didn't like I was moving it. Because I was lightly jamming it, I think, so it thought I was hurting something. All right, let me turn this back on, the tracking. Hopefully it works. I don't know if it knows what I'm doing yet. Yeah, it doesn't know what I'm doing. It thinks I'm way over yonder. Wrong way. Let's come this way. Come on, puppy. There you are. Yep. All right, now it should track me. All right. Put the plug in real quick. And then we'll wipe it off around it and spray it. Put it off real good like. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I already changed out the O-ring thing on this. It's a crushed copper washer. I changed it out last time, so it should be fine this time. All right, let's clean out the residue. It's not tracking again. Come on. Keeps losing connection for the tracking. Whew. That mist across my face is so tasteful. Mmm. Yummy. Let's do it again. Might just spray it in there. All right. Got that all nice and cleaned off. Oh. Come on, turn back on. I didn't shut you off. Somehow it keeps shutting itself off. Is it tracking yet? Let me reset it. I don't think it knows what to track when I'm that close. It seems that way anyways. All right, there we go. Oh. So now we got to change the O-rings out on this thing. This one, that one, and this one. Let me shut the tracking off for a little bit so I can go get something to pull those off. We'll be right back. Let's raise you guys back up again. It's about there, maybe. All right, and put you up and put the tracker on. All right, now we got to take this off. When the sun's on there, it messes it up. Unfortunately, I'm finding some new stuff out about this thingy. Let's back you up a little bit. Might be better too if we do that. All right, let's see if that works. Still learning how to run this thingy. Like right now it's on, but it's not tracking. Okay. Let me raise it up. I don't want it that high though, that's the thing. There we go. I think that was the problem. I'm adjusting the height after I set it and it resets it. All right, let's take these O-rings off. Ooh, they're hard. They're pretty hard. They didn't want to stretch. They're getting kind of hard. They're mostly just splitting, unfortunately. This big one shouldn't. Pretty flat, but it's not hard. All right. Pretty interesting setup there. Maybe your dogs are barking at something. Your dogs bark more than mine when they're outside. All right, we're gonna put the OEM Mercedes filter in.
OEM Mercedes.
All right, let's open that up. Oh, it's the mail lady. Mail lady has arrived. All right, big one over. Big one's the easiest. The stretch is the easiest. There we go. Once they're all on, I'll put a little bit of lubricant on them. All right, got that one, and now the little one.
The little guy. The little one.
Lubricant as in a little bit of oil. Alrighty. Trying to remember, did I buy 2 of these 1/4s or not? I can't remember. The guy got the oil for me. Oil nowadays is so expensive, guys. It's not even funny. Now I'm forgetting which way I pulled this out. Definitely not that way because it won't fit that way. Alright. Just like so. Alright, it's good and tight. Looking pretty good down there. Let me see if I can clean up a little bit of it. Just right where the oil goes in. Alright. Yeah, we used the Mercedes one. Why is it so hard to get in though? Okay, that's the what? What in the world? Why are you being so stubborn to get in there? Okay, guys. Something's wonky here. It's acting like it doesn't want to go in there. Might have to stop the live to remember which way the swing went in. All right, let me shut off the tracking. Move it here and shut it off. There we go. Let's see here. I'm reading up on your stuff here. Skills around somewhere else being a menace. No, he's over chilling in the sun with Canella. Just do a lot of engine tuning and suspension work, but it sucks doing it outdoors and cold, especially when bolts on turbo shields and stuff. Yeah, I know. Big winds here. There was a breeze this morning lightly. And we just need like 500 people to come in while he's going. Do you like it's a late Christmas surprise? Yeah. Hey, what's up, Red? It's going pretty good. Sold my house and rent now and can't have a dog. Boy, do I miss having a dog. Of the Black Labs. Yeah, there you go. Dang, Ralph, that's a good, bad thing. But hate renting too. Are you good staying renting? I have a rent myself. Finding agates and pudding stones while I'm listening. There you go, Minty. Nice. Yeah, I'm 62 years old now. We give our house to our son. The upkeep was getting too much for us, and the taxes were way too high. My dad is 62, or my mom. Was it my mom? I think Dad's going to be 63 this year. He was born in 63, and my mom was born in 64. So whatever that makes him. Why is this one so much tighter? Guys, look at the difference. So this is the original OEM filter. See how fat this ring is right here? Look at this one. A lot smaller. So it pushes in a lot more easily. I'm not liking what I see in this oil. It's got some little shiny things in it. I don't like that. But this has got to be the way it goes in, because it doesn't fit the other way. It's just a tighter fit. With these wings, they're a lot tighter fit, man. The wings are bigger. Just got to get the alignment right for the threads going now. It'll just pull it in on its own. If I don't mess something up here. All right. Let's turn the tracking back on. Okay, let's get it lined up. There we go. It's not like that it's hard, so alignment's good. Just has a way bigger lip, so it's grabs tighter. The OEM versus the Napa Gold Wicks. Starting to get a little harder, but that's just because it's going into the O-ring. Ready? We'll do the old Jerome click. As in legit streetcar says Alex click. I'll do the Jerome click. Click, click. Was that about 25.5, 25 plus 5 newton meters? The good old 1 1/16. All right, now that we're done with those, might as well clean them off nicely. One thing I always am a firm believer in: cleaning off your tools when you're done with them. But yeah, that'd be nice if a whole bunch of people ended up showing up. I don't know why they put Milwaukee on the bottom of the tool. They have Milwaukee here, and they should put the other one on the bottom, or the top here. It's on the bottom. It's weird. All right, should be done with that. And oil. It's not super hard to get in. 5W30 is what I've been using. Let me get some rags ready so I know if I get anything in there it's not good. All right, I don't think we got one drip in there. Maybe one right there. That's what happens if you do it right. Don't need it. Put these underneath this, clean it off real quick. That way when you open it, you don't get any oil in there. Yeah, get a catch rag underneath just in case. Just in case you're a bad aim and you miss. Huh, this airbox is that same brand. Manhamel. Manhamel. Ugh. Big old thingy. Supposed to be the right stuff for it. GM approved. Full synthetic advanced protection. Just hope it is the right stuff. This thing's still under warranty, so I don't want to mess it up. You know what? I almost need a... You know what? I got an idea. I'm going to pour the cord in and then cut the bottom off of this and use it as a funnel. That's only for extra if I need it, but... Because it supposedly takes 11 quarts dry, but... It ends up being about 9, I think, if I recall. 9 1/4. We'll cut the bottom off of this. All right, let's shut the tracking off so I can go get my knife to cut this. I don't got my knife in my pocket. It's tracking something way elsewhere. That's weird. There we go. It was tracking like down on the bottom or something. Yeah, see, it's not tracking me right now. It's grabbing something else. It's grabbing the car back there. Let's shut it off. then restart with my head close enough. Move it up. No, not to the right. The joystick's a little wonky. All right, let me see if I can. I know it probably looks funny, right? I'm moving all over the place. All right, there we go. Let's get the bottom off of this, put the lid back on, so I can use this as a funnel. Except this blade's really dull. Let's flip it around because the tip's gone off of it. There we go. That's way better. Get the bottom off of this so we can use it as a funnel. Guys ever do that yourself? Use the bottom of cans for a funnel? A little rough spot there. There we go. All right. There's our funnel, guys. Take the lid off right over the hole because it's going to drip a little bit. This is residual. What do you call it? Residual. There we go. Residual.
A little bit of residual.
Not reschedule. Residual. Got to do it slow so it doesn't overfill it. Otherwise, it'll pour out the hole here. The fill is like off the top of the engine, but they got a hose that connects up and over. Whoops, filling it up too fast. Up and over the, there's a hose that goes up and over onto the top of the motor. Yeah, we have an inline 4-cylinder turbo in this big old van. And I've been shocked how powerful it actually is. I had the van plumb full plus a 2-axle trailer from U-Haul plumb full to the top. Pulled it going up steep hills out of California to here a year ago. No problem. I was going about 45. I think I had it in, let's see, this is an 8-speed. I think I had it in 4th or 5th. I can't remember. I had it on manual shift. That way it doesn't want to kick it back and forth, back and forth. So I could manually keep it where I wanted. And yes, I put the plug in on the bottom. We did that earlier. Don't want to forget that. I've never forgot that. I have double O-ring something one time on an oil filter. The weird thing is I reached in there to make sure the oil ring was not there. So it made me think maybe the factory oil filter had 2 on it. Because I reached up in there. Some of those Dodges where the oil filter is way up in there on that wheel well on that side on the diesels are high up in there. You got to get through the wheel well to get to it. Anyways, you have to physically reach up in there because a lot of times the O-ring gets stuck in there, the old one. I literally reached in there. There was no O-ring. And when I tightened it all up, his wife was driving it down the road and it blew out on him because it acted like there was 2 O-rings. And I know I reached up in there because that happened to another fella, and we know that can happen. So my guess is the factory had 2 O-rings on it. Had a boo-boo in the factory manufacturing. Whoa, a little too much, lightly dripping out the edge. No bueno. No bueno, hermano. Wipe that off real quick before it goes down the tube. Off to the side of it. Alrighty. I should have had these sitting in the sun a little bit before. That way the oil was warmer, but I can set them in the sun now. Looks like it's still tracking me okay. Let me shut that off for a little bit so I can see what you guys said recently. Jerome, that other guy gets the range bag yet. All right, wait a minute. I gotta scroll up here. Hello, English 62. That one already said 60 to 70 mile an hour. We're in Syria the last few days. Wow. You're born in 64, so you're my mom's age. I'm getting hungry, so I'm going to eat some lunch. See you later. See you, buddy. Jerome, did that other guy get the rings? Nope. He has not responded, Ralph. So it's about time I send it off to you now. Like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you. We'll pin that one. Let's see here. Pin. Let's put a poll up. Let's put a poll up. Since we're working on cars, might as well do cars again. Alrighty. Starting a poll for you guys. There we go. Let's see, Jerome, that wind filter might have metal flakes, which could be a sign of rubbing gears. Well, that's the OM one. This right on the table there. It's probably because I've had it in there so long. It's a little dirty in there. But I had it in there so long, I didn't change it soon enough, so that's my own problem. And unless I have my face facing this thing, I don't think it's going to track it. There we go. Anyways. Yeah, we're not even on the dipstick yet. Or no, maybe we're barely on it. After about 5.5 quarts, because that one was a half a quart that I put in there from that. Yeah, it's not even on the dipstick yet. It takes a lot of oil, this thing. Should take pretty much all this one. These are 5 quarters, I think. Yeah, 5 quarts. I have some other oil that has their 5.2 something quarts per one. They're Modal brand. That's specifically for European. I was going to put that in here, but I used some of it up, so I didn't have enough. I'd rather put that in here than this because it's even better, I think, than Valvoline. But last couple times I changed it, I put Napa synthetic in it, which is made by Valvoline. So for their oil, I believe it's Valvoline. And then their filters are made by Wix. See, I used to work at a Napa repair center, parts and repair. So I'd get all my parts over there. That's the thing. Here, I quit working there and they still gave me the employee discount, 10% above cost. That's what happens too when you leave a company on good terms. See, I was there part-time because I was working my own business, you know, handyman. But then I got so busy with handyman, I had to quit that and go full-time handyman. Yeah, my business definitely isn't as good here as then in California. It took about maybe 8 months to settle up my other business real strong. I've been here a year and it's still sometimes slowish. I was busy enough over there I could hire some on just about full time. But California law sucked for hiring people on. Arizona's are better. All right, let's see if we got anything in there yet. We should have a little bit on the dipstick. Yep, we're on the first dot. On the first dot, mate. Just like a hair whisker above it. So if we pull the rest in, we should be able to get it up to the top. Because it's about a half a quart in here yet. Whoop, 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 too fast again. Overflowing, that's not good. I have to clean that off. All right, let's set this in the sun again. That should be right to the top circle. Let's clean this up real quick. We'll have to clean it up after that's out of the way. Yep, right to the top dot, right where we need to be, folks. Right where we need to be. All right. Set this on a rig. On a rig. Good old rig. All right. Let's clean this up. Where'd that go? There it is. Ugh. This thing. There's quite a bit of room under this hood. It's kind of nice because they make it for the diesel 4-cylinder and the 2 different diesel 6-cylinders. But in the U.S., they only have the 1 diesel 6-cylinder and then this 4-cylinder. Foreign countries, they've got the other 2. We don't have them here in Arizona, or the U.S., I should say. Just not federal emissions passing, I guess. All right, let's put that in the right spot so the writing's in the right place. Might as well wipe this all off over here. All right, guys? The connections for the batteries on here is interesting. One's under the hood right here on this red thing. That's for the positive. The negative pole's right here by the door latch, the hood latch. That's got some leaves in there, mate. Anyways. Yep, all good. All right, let's check the brake fluid. Let's clean off the top of that one. I don't know where the max line is. All right, we're still good. We're right at the halfway mark. And the coolant's right on the max still. I like it. Make sure all the turbo lines are tight. I like just going over everything a little bit, making sure everything's, nice and tight. Nothing coming off. I don't know how the turbo's faring. It's a pretty small turbo, but it spools up real quick. Like, you get that initial oomph right away, and then sometimes the pedal's just a little dead because the turbo spools up too fast. Although that sounds like turbo lag to me. I don't know. Sometimes it's pretty unique. But yeah, this has an 8-speed transmission, and it's like tuned to it very nicely. That little van I have is a 9, and it doesn't know which gear to go in. It has way too many gears. It's not tuned right, in my opinion. Yeah, this is 2022. Let's see, remarks not half-roll. I don't know what that means. A Tier 3 USA EPA fuel gasoline. Yep. Let's see here. For vehicles manufactured under 10,000 pounds gross weight and has a maximum unloaded vehicle weight of 6,450. Of course, it doesn't weigh that much, but anyways. A little dusty. We'll go ahead and power her on. Shut off the tracking real quick. Doesn't need to track me while I'm turning the thing on. Gotta put the key in the proper spot. It doesn't like that it's this far away. Key's on the table, so it doesn't want to turn on. Too far away. Let it run a little bit and then we'll check it again. It was right at the dot or just a whisker higher, the high dot.
Hey, Skittles, what you doing, buddy? Hi. What's up? Hey, Skittles.
Turn it back on. Alright, let's do the half inch right here. Skittles, we're not going anywhere. You won't put in the van. He thinks we're going somewhere, so he's about to load up in the van. Alrighty. I'll let it idle down and then we'll check it again. Maybe it already is idle down. I don't know. Could be. Seems a little bit high.
What are you doing? You're doing the work on the side?
Yeah. Alright, let me check this real quick. I think it's still idled high. Let me check it. Oh yeah. When the hood's open, you can hear the turbo a lot more. All right, no leaks. Let's go ahead and check the level.
Check the level, my friend.
Let it settle a little bit so it can lightly, drip down. All right, what we got? Hey, what's up, grilled cheese? Let's see here. I'm back again. That would be cool, bud. Yeah, I told you you'd send something nice too. Oh, yeah, you did. Oil goes inside the engine block. We hope not. Well, yeah, that part's supposed to be right. What's up, Ian? Thanks for coming by, buddy. I'm going to talk about my age, LOL. I just says I'm going to head if you do it live tonight. I'll hopefully be there. Okay. Ralph says, Jerome, you forget to put the oil plug back in. LOL, just kidding. My 03 Chevy Express 1500 4.3 had 360. So grilled, my brother had a Express with the 4.3 in it too. First he had one that was the Astra, I think, with the 4.3. Or was it? No, I think it was just the Express with the 4.3. And I was like, I've never seen one with the 4.3. Most of them had the 350. Or the newer ones, the 6.0, like my brother's. Yeah, I did some maintenance on it for him. I did the distributor cap, the spark plugs, the wires, the points. Shake the doghouse off. I had the 5.3 in my Blazer. I had the Chevy little Blazer. Check for leaks. Yes, sir. What year did you buy this vehicle? Hey, what's up, Steve? I bought it in 2023, the very end. It was just over a year old when I bought it. MJ Steve, how's it going? Appreciate you coming by. Thanks for coming by. Let's turn the motion tracking again back on. There we go. Canella, what are you doing? She likes chewing on old bottles. She found one she's going to chew on real quick. All right, let's go ahead and check it. There's no leaks by the oil filter here, so just make sure nothing underneath here is.
Nope, it's all good, mate. It's all good.
Oh yeah, just barely lower than the dot. Like an 1/8 inch than the top dot. For perfecto. All right. I'm not sure how dirty the air filter is. We might check that. It's a little hard to get in and out. It's all bolted on the front end here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Torx. A lot of Torx. They should have just put latches like Chevy puts, those little quick release. But no, it's General Motors. Although Chevy does, they go Torx too. I should know. I've changed a lot of those out when I worked at the dealer, or not the dealership, the mechanic shop. One thing that's nice about this, the ports for the AC are right there. In my little van, the ProMaster City, they're underneath the air intake. You literally have to undo the air intake, hook up the hoses, then put the air intake back on. It's crazy design. It's made by Fiat. What else do you expect? Yeah.
What else do you expect, mate?
All right. That should be ready to go, folks. All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right.
Is that coin Is it copyrighted? Probably. Right. So we got a filter for next time because I ended up using the OEM. I bought the OEM Mercedes brand. Guys, all the 11 quarts of oil and the filter in 2 cans of cleaner, they were 2 for $7. $104.48 just for that. Just think how much they charge to change the oil on this with the labor. That was on sale for the oil. That was one 5-quart with the oil filter for $35, but they had to add another oil, a 5-quart plus a 1-quart, and then I got the cleaners. Expensive, guys. And yeah, I got my really old clothes on because you know, we're working out here with oil, so I don't want to be using other stuff. Okay. What's the battery level on this thing? Oh, it's critical. It's flashing on the controller here. Yeah, it just shut off. I gotta shut that off, the tracking. There we go. It doesn't hold charge very well, that one. All right, let me shift the camera here. So far, so good. Awesome. Says Steve. I'll be back tonight, Jerome. Okay, bro. See you later. Yep, see ya. Ralph says, wow. What's the wow for? Fans suck to work on. I do all my own work because I have trust issues. Yeah, unless you find an honest, reputable mechanic. Like where I worked at, it was very honest. It was a family-owned business that was a Napa on the one side, and he also owned the parts department and the service center. And across the street, he used to own the pizza parlor. It was in Squaw Valley, which is Yucat's Valley now. Yep, over $104 just for the materials. Yeah, that's crazy. It ain't cheap. So like the last time I changed this, I had that discount because I was there in Arizona from that Napa that I used to work at. And I was at cost plus 10%. So like if they got everything for $55, I only paid it $5.50 on top. Also too cheap. What's too cheap? Yeah, I don't know how much they charge for labor. Like I bet you to change the oil on this thing at a dealership, they'd probably charge $200. Probably like 150 or 120 for the materials, and probably like 75 for the change it. That's nuts, the price. I know, right? I need to sometime check the transmission fluid, but I'd have to have a service center do that because that does not have a dipstick. You know how it is. An easy 200. Oh yeah. And then the transfer case, or no, it doesn't have a transfer case. This isn't a 4-drive one. I wish. That'd be cool. They make them. But I think those are all in the 6-cylinder diesels. The differential in the back, I want that checked out. Yeah, easy 200 or more. Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. So now I need to, one thing I need to do is I need to clean out the van, possibly rearrange some stuff. That's all it is. Just I set some stuff in there that I just need picked up. Some stuff fell off the shelves. And then of course where the cabin is, like where you sit, it's a little dirty in there. But the mail came in too, so I got to check that. It just came in while I was changing the oil here. And yeah, the ice is slowly melting that I dropped out of that thingy. It's probably, it might be about 60 now. It warmed up outside here, especially with the sun directly on you. Ooh, my knee just popped. That's my bad knee. I had surgery on my left one. I had an ACL snap and a meniscus tear when I was 19. I'll be back later. Okay. Yeah, we'll probably be stopping the live here soon because there's not a lot I can do other than clean up. So we've been an hour and 4 minutes. Not too bad for a nice oil change, huh? I would have went a little faster if I wasn't videoing. Didn't know what I'm going to do when I need a new van. Yeah, I know they're pricey. Like I still owe on this one. I bought it used. I should have played on the price a little bit. I kicked myself for that. I could have saved some because there were some imperfections that were there when I got it. You know, like little scrape marks, little teeny dents, because it was used. It had 25,100 and something miles on it when I got it, a year old. So that was a little high for only being a year and a half or a year and 2 months old. It has 51 now, I think. So I've had it since 2000. Let's see, it was 2004 of September or August. Or was it November? No, it was 2003, I think, when I got it. Yeah, it was 2003. The end of 2003 when I got it, because it's 2002. But yeah, Sprinters aren't cheap. Actually, I was looking up for Ford, the Ford ones. They were the same price. Their high roofs looked bad. The high roofs on the Mercedes look okay. I wanted at least the mid roof if I got a Ford, but they were the same price as the Sprinter. Now, maintenance-wise, as in parts, might be a little more for a Sprinter, possibly, but this got better fuel mileage, at least with the four-banger. Don't know about the diesel. I was looking at a diesel Ford, but they had problems for the U.S. ones because of the emissions thingies on them weren't that great. They had the 6-cylinder diesel that they stick in their Rangers. I would drop in a new engine transmission if I had to. Yeah, at this time of stage of pricing, if your van's in decent shape, the inside's not too ripped up and dinged, yeah, just drop a new tranny in or a new engine or even a lightly used one from the junkyard. To me, that would just be, in my respect, just better. It's getting a little breezy again. Feels good though. As you can tell, the gimbal is trying to keep up. It's kind of like. But yeah, my brother now has a Ford Transit for his work van. It's a 3/4 ton, and his family van's a 1 ton with all the windows and everything. They're both the turbocharged 6-cylinders. The what is it, a 3.6 liter, I think, twin turbo. They got a lot of power. They had a few problems where they would make the air too cold, and it would create moisture inside the intercooler. My friend had the problem in his Ford F-150, and you just have to drill like a 16-inch hole on the bottom of your intercooler so it lets the moisture out, but not too big so that you don't have boost issues where you're blowing air out of that teeny hole. That fixed it, because he kept getting moisture into that and then onto his spark plugs, and it would cause the spark not to work. He had all these misfires. So you just drill a teeny hole in your intercooler, small enough that not too much air pressure goes out so you don't lose your boost, but enough that it forces any moisture out from the system, from condensation, out about it. You've heard about that. Yeah. I don't know about the trick if you've heard about it, but how that it works so well that it creates moisture in there because of the chilliness that those intercoolant turbos push. It was a pretty common problem. But other than that, let's see, my brother did have a head gasket issue on his family one. But it was still under warranty. So they took care of it. This thing's under warranty yet. And me being a maintenance guy, hopefully they still cover if something happens with the engine, that they would be like, okay, did you keep on the maintenance? Where's the records? I'll be like, well, I am a handyman repairman. Like, my company's called J. Grunwald Repair, and I do work on vehicles. What's up, Minty? What do you mean, holy moly? What'd you find? Send me a picture of it. What'd you get? You want me to come over and go check it out? Steve says, in what year did you buy this van? Oh, you must not heard me. I bought it late 2023. Work on my two-stroke with carburetors easy to work on. Yeah, they are. I really would rather have NA. Naturally aspirated. Yeah. Less moving parts. That would be the 3.7 liter. It's 0.1 liter bigger. It's a decent amount of power, but it's not as much as the twin turbo, obviously. Let's see here. What was I just thinking of? What time is it? It's probably about 10. I wonder if the swap meet's still open. With it being as cold as it was this morning, probably not as many people were there at first. My beard's itching. Time to wash the old fur. I did a beard trim the other day, and then I showered up afterwards. What day was that? I forget. I was listening to somebody's live. Oh, Papa Pew Pew's live. Morning before last, I think it was. Did a beard trim. I think so. Yep. Well, now that the car or the van oil's changed, I do need to change it in my car, but I don't have it yet. And that's only about 300 over 5,000. So That's not too bad. Plus, it's synthetic, so it could go to 10,000, no problem. But that one, I need to figure out. I think it has a ground issue. I did some engine cleaning on it right before I moved here, and ever since then, it has a misfire number 1. And I checked all the spark plugs. I just changed them out and did an engine clean and washed it off afterwards. Ever since then, I had a misfire number 1. So I switched the coils to see if it would switch to number 2. Still stayed in number 1. I checked the spark plugs, and porcelain was broke on number 1 and number 3. So I changed those out for a little bit. It kind of worked, but after that, it still has a misfire number 1. So it might be a grounding issue. The dumb thing is it only does it when you're on a bumpy road or crossing over a bridge that's bumpy or a dirt road. So that shows there's a loose wire somewhere. So it's either in the connection for the coil pack, or what else was I thinking? There was something else, because when I switch the coils, it doesn't change the misfire. So it might be a problem in the coil pack wiring, or maybe a ground issue. But it happened ever since I changed the spark plugs out right before I moved here with that van and a trailer in November of last year, or of 2024. It happened like 10 miles after I started traveling. That's the worst. Yeah, trying to find a misfire when you know the easy steps and you're still not finding it, then you're like, it's got to be a ground issue maybe, or yeah, something wiring. Now, I know when I first got the car from my buddy, it sat off and on quite a bit, and squirrels got into the wiring for like 2 injectors and 2 coils. And he said, I'll sell it to you as is. Instead of $3,500, I'll sell it to you the $3,400 and you fix it. And yeah, I fixed it. And then I bought it off of him for $3,400. And that fixed the problem. You know, it had a couple injectors out. The wires were eaten through from squirrels in Central Cali. And then like 2 coil packs, I think. And it worked fine for like 3 years after that. I've had it since 2019 from him. He got it in 2011. No, he bought it in 2013, the end of 2013, when it was like 3 years old. From hail damage, he got it from an auction yard real cheap out of, I forget where, but it somehow ended up in Arkansas and then came back to Cali. So that was a little bit of hail damage. Plus, I did a side swipe on it accidentally. I just had to change plugs on my smart car. It was running on only 2 cylinders. Oh, dude, I hate smart cars. So we had a smart car come into the shop one time that kept overheating, and so we figured thermostat. So we put a new thermostat housing in it, and we could not get the system bled worth nothing. We did what you're supposed to do, put the front end up so that the highest point is the bleeder hole, because it's like between the transmission, the air box, if I remember, and some other wiring stuff where the bleed hole is. And we could not bleed that system out for nothing. We told them, sorry, we're trying and trying. We're doing all the things. You're going to have to take it to another shop. We cannot bleed the system out. We don't know what's wrong with it. So yeah, we took it back. We're like, hey, we did what we could after putting the new thermostat in, but we could not bleed the system. And we weren't getting pressure back from the cylinders. Like if it was a, cylinder blow by where you're getting, what do you call it? Like a little bit of gases from the cylinders into the air intake. Yours is lifted. Oh, wow. That's cool. Did you put an all-wheel drive kit in it? No, I don't think they ever put an all-wheel drive in those. I think they're all front-wheel drive. And is yours the S with the turbo in it? Or the supercharger? Or was it a turbo? I forget. It was either a turbo or supercharged. Although I think some years they had the turbo, some years they had the supercharger, if I recall. It's not. Okay. And then my old boss, he had a smart car himself. Not a smart car. Oh, no. Sorry. I'm getting mixed up. It wasn't a smart car, although we did work on one of those. It was a Mini Cooper. I'm sorry. Scratch that. It was a Mini Cooper, had those heating issues with the thermostat, and we couldn't get it bled. Smart car was... we did have one in. That thing you could turn around on a dime in there. It's actually Mitsubishi engine. Is it a 3-banger? Because I also worked on, I think it would be the Mirage. The 3-banger Mirage. That's a little teeny hatchback that Mitsubishi has. I think that's what it's called, the Mirage. But yeah, that Mini Cooper, not Mini Cooper, the smart car, I don't know if that was a 3-banger or 4, but we did work on a minis or garbage BMWs. Yeah, they are made by Beamer, if I recall. Even though the British made the others, but that would be British, I guess, too. No, that's German. BMW is. Anyways, we did have a 3-cylinder Fiesta come in. Hey, Canella, she's back there. And it had a blown head gasket. It was a turbo. Yeah, smart car is owned by Mercedes. You're right. He used Mitsubishi 3-cylinders. Interesting. Canella, what are you looking at? Canella, what are you doing? Huh? Were you digging again? Your nose got mud all on it. Where were you digging? You were digging a couple holes. Canella, Skittles, where you digging? Oh, hey, donkeys, what's up? Aww, aww, aww. See if I can get him to move. I mean, honk. Anyways, getting sidetracked in here. Let's see here. 1 liter, 3-cylinder. Oh my, that's teeny. The smallest I ever had was like a 1.6. Oh, there goes the donkeys. Yeah, I had a 1.6 liter on a Hyundai Accent. It had the best fuel mileage though. It got like 40-something miles per gallon on that engine. Let me pull you guys up. Hello there. Right now, GM is getting the highest, then Honda, Toyota, Ford getting nothing. Poor guy. See, it all varies what group of people I have in here. Sometimes it's higher than that. Send you a picture on IG. Sounds good. 70 horsepower with a little 1 liter. What are those? Those cylinders must be about that big around. About like 2 inches or something. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Yeah, we got to pick up. Let's see here. That's a bag of trash over there. That's another thing. I need to put some trash inside my trailer over there. But I need to put a tarp down first. I always put a tarp first. The tarp, though, I normally put is over a couch that a customer gave me. It's a love seat that we need to put inside after I clean up some of the garbage inside that I have a pile of boxes. Boxes and packaging shipping stuff from Amazon orders. Oh, Canella. Look who's over here, guys. Look, who's that? Who dat? Who dat? Hey, bud. You want your hat on? Here. Oh, it doesn't quite reach. It's made for a little bit smaller doggy than you, but it fits. Skittles. Canella's chilling over there in the shade. You don't want to go in the sun, Nella? You don't want to go in the sun? Were you eating Donkey Smart pills again? Donkey dung? Don't ask me why, but donkeys like donkey dung. Something about it tastes good to them, I guess. Running on premium. Oh, the thing is most cars do not benefit from premium fuel. Most cars do not, unless they actually require mid to premium. I had a Land Rover Discovery. It suggested using premium. I never did until I had the engine rebuilt and almost doubled the horsepower. I went from 200 to like 380 horsepower with a racing cam, and I bored it out because originally it was a 4-liter. I put an engine in there that was a 4.2 bored out to 4.9, and it had about 380 something horsepower with the racing cam and about 400 torque, which normally it had about right around 250. You can come around the mountain whenever you like. Come around the mountain when she comes. Come around the mountain when she comes. Smart needs it. Oh, it needs it. Okay. Yeah, otherwise what? It'll run about 52 HP. If I would come, I'd bring Skittles with me. But it's takes a little bit to get over there. I think I'm like 2 hours from your neck of the woods. Where I was at the other day, I left at about, I think 10. Got over there right before 12. I think it's about 10 right now, isn't it? 10:15, 10:30? No, it's almost 12 right now. But I hiked 7.25 miles, and by the time I got to the vehicle, I was hiking for an hour with a flashlight. I need to put that content on. Skittles did a lot of it with his body cam, like a chest mount that I normally would wear right here. I had it on him. So sometime I need to post that stuff. Am I at the range? No, I'm not. I'm at my house. I just got done changing the oil in my work van. What's up, Ro? Rorschach. How do you pronounce that? Rorschach. No, I don't have any pew-pews on me. There's one in the van, and then, of course, the house got some. That's another thing. I might do some shooting content. I don't know. I just don't feel motivated to do shooting right now. I feel motivated just to go on a little hike today sometime. I don't know. It's one of those days where you just don't want to really make up your mind, and you're kind of just tired and tuckered out. Okay, the scenery in the back is nice. Oh, yeah, it is. For a shack. Yeah, that is a... I have got like a variety of stuff in there. I don't have a shed, so that's what we got for a shed. It works. Oh, Rorschach. Oh, that would be Rorschach. See, when I first saw it, that's what popped into my mind. Let's see, what is that from? Watchmen? Was it a comic? I think they made it into a movie too. Watchmen. Yeah, through DC, I think it was originally. Maybe. Rorschach. Yeah, he was into those, what do you call that? Where you look at these weird shapes and you picture something in your head. Yeah, it's a comic. Yeah, that's what I thought. Canella, what you doing? What you doing, Canella? You smell something? It's my doggy. She's on the reverse flip of the camera here. Right there. Canella, what are you smelling? And then Skittles is over here. Skittles! That's an old stove I replaced last Friday. Not yesterday's Friday. Canella, what are you smelling? She's digging right now for something. What are you doing? What the dog doing? What the dog doing? He's like a gray line detective. Yeah, he's like not quite law-abiding in that respect, but he kind of tries to find out the truth or whatever, or something like that. I forget what they call those pictures. I'm drawing a blank on that. Where you look at these weird shapes and then you envision something and it pops into your head. Like, I think it's a legit thing. People actually use them. Let's see here. They're called Rorschachs as well. Oh, okay. That's what they're called. Gotcha. Alrighty, let me reverse the camera. We'll go up with it. The Rorschach test. Okay. Slant you over here where I'm cleaning up stuff. And I need to turn on the tracking device here. There we go. Alright, we can put the trash in here. We should be able to get a little bit of oil out of these two. Shut itself off again. Oh, there it goes. It grabbed me. Should be able to get a little oil out of these. Because they're sitting out in the sun. There we go. We'll got a little bit out of it, mate. Just a little bit. No, I rarely go to the shooting range other than I would like to go sometime because I heard they extended the range out to 750 yards instead of 500. Well, they still have the 500. Because I have my 338 Lapua and I need to sight it into 750 now. I had it to 500 a while ago. Yeah, but we need to sight it in farther now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Put the good rags back in. That one's good. And that one's good. The rest are basura! And we got a little bit of oil in here. Not much, though. Not much, mate. Alright, let's see if it tracks me all the way around. It's supposed to do 360. Let's see, this stuff's trashing here. Close this up. Here's what I use for ballistic testing. fill these up with water and then shoot them. My doggie was crunching on it a little bit. She likes chewing on these. Let's see if it does a 3 full 60. Uh-oh. It just shut off. I wonder if it ran out of power. No, it was still on. Let's see if it's still on because I was kind of forcing it, unfortunately. Hey, Skittles, what's up? Let's see here if I can reset it. Okay, now it's off. Alrighty. I'm not sure why it did that. I'm back. What's up, Ralph? Welcome back. 7 people in the chat. Only 17 likes. What's going on with you folks? They're like, it's not pew-pew content, so we're not going to like it. No. We hate non-pew-pew content. Oh, really? Who said this live's without pew-pews? You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that, folks? You sure? Uh-huh. She be chilling. All right, let's take the key out of this. Oh, don't need it in there anymore. Hey, Skittles. Ralph says hi. Skittles. Ralph says hi. There he is. There's the little old Skittles. And there's Camilla. Skittles. Say hi, Skittles. Say hi. Skittles. Good old boy. All right, down. Good boy. Alrighty, folks. Oh, Canella. Good old Canella. Hi, buddy, good boy. Yep, he's being a good boy. It was a little chilly this morning, so I stuck a jacket on him. As you can see. I went and bought a new valve system for a toilet, and then it's not this setup for the seal. So, and then it quit leaking, but it's a weird style. I took a picture of it, that way I could get the right seal for it. No, it's a little dry. It is, yeah. Oh, Skittles. Oh, Skittles. Little old Skittles. Yeah. Back to where I was hiking last weekend. It was where I went in the mines and stuff. It was about 2-hour drive, but that's because it's out to Sonoyta and then on a dirt road for like 20 minutes. So some of that is, or longer than 20 minutes. So some of that is driving time in the dirt roads, you know. Yeah, last time I was over there, I went and picked up a pew-pew from a guy that lives there in Green Valley. It's that antique lever action I have from 1895. He's a FFL himself, but it was an antique, so we can do private sales like that here in Arizona. It's totally legal. But it was an antique anyway, so it didn't matter. And after I was done picking that up, I think it was like 10 o'clock or so, brought Skittles with me. Then we went up to Madera Canyon and hiked around to a mine back in there. That one's called the Claire something mine, I forget. I can't remember. It closed in the 50s or 60s, which is weird. So many mines here in Arizona closed in the 50s and 60s that are up in the hills around here. My guess is there was probably some tree hugger during that time that caused it so that these parks or mines that are up in the mountains had to close because of some tree hugging who knows what. Caused these mines to close down, because like the couple that are in the mountains by me, they closed in the 50s. Maybe one or two in the 40s, and one was a gold mine. Gold, turquoise, and copper But the one especially supposedly was gold more so. And some of the mines, let's see, there's some in Gleason, Arizona. They're actually trying to open some of them back up because it was it's a really rich in turquoise. Actually, Tiffany and Company, the jewelry company, actually owned it for years, and then they sold it to somebody else, and then it closed down. Now they're trying to open up some of it again and like do these leasing of the property or sell some of people's property so they can work on it. Some of the locals are like, I don't know if we like it or not. You know, we need to get more minerals, but else we don't want it on our property. Of course, we're that close, you know, for noise and using more water and the aquifer goes down. So, I mean, there's pros and cons. You know, we got people that complain about mining, but they reap the benefits from mining, like jewelry and their batteries for their electric cars, the tree huggers that have the electric cars. I'm not against electric cars. I'm not against environmental preservation at all. But you got to have balance. You know, we are here in this world to preserve it and take care of it, just like in the Garden of Eden. Man was here to take care of the garden, to take care of the earth, and to, just like the animals of the earth, you know, to regard the life of your beast, you know. And so you just use common sense, you know, common sense. Just use old common sense. Right, Canela? Just use common sense. Use that brain God gave you. Yeah. She's got dirt on her nose. Yes, I was digging. Yes, I was digging. You were. That dirt all on your nose. Was that good? Yeah. Oh, Skittles is getting jelly. He's like, you not paying attention to me. Skittles. Good old Skittles. Alrighty, folks. Let's pick up the blanket that's on top of this mesa, this table here. But yeah, we use the same table for when we were on our hunting trip, camping on. So that's got some spilled coffee on it because I didn't have a blanket there. I think I might have a towel. We use it for shooting on, all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff. From you ever see any rattlesnakes around there? This area I have not, probably because I have dogs. But one of my shorts where I jumped into a mine that was about a 10-foot deep hole that I could get in and out easily. Right when I landed, some rocks tumbled down and I started like barely making my way in. All of a sudden I heard their little rattlesnake tail vibrating. And I had a video going. So I posted that as a short, something about surprise in a mine or something like that. It went back, it looked like the hole maybe went back like 20-30 feet, but there was a rattlesnake at the entrance down in the crevasse. So I did not get to check out that hole, unfortunately. That'd be one I wouldn't mind going back to. It's maybe, I was dove hunting when I found it. It's maybe 30 minutes from here. Most of it's paved, but then you're on a dirt road for maybe 5 miles. That would have been the last one I've heard / seen. I didn't actually see that thing. He was in a crevasse so deep that I couldn't really see him, but I definitely heard him. Vibrating his little tail. Alright, put the phone case and cup on the... Hi from Turkey. What's up, underdog? How's it going? He's from Turkey. He's from... We just got done changing our oil on our Sprinter, bud. Just changed the oil on our nice Sprinter here. We're trying to figure out what we're doing to do the rest of the day. I did lots of laundry the other day, so we don't have lots of laundry to do. Thinking I might go a little exploring to some near caves and mines, maybe? I don't know. Next weekend, guys, I might be having a visitor. What's his name from Phoenix might come down. He's from Phoenix area. FAL Man, he has a channel of Pew Pews. FAL Man, yeah. He wants to come down. Alright, we got the little joystick picked up. The little gimbal. Yeah, I'll switch it real quick. Here's the gimbal setup. I have it all folded up right now, though. It's got the little screen there, so you can take it off manually. It's kind of cool. Here, maybe this lighting's better. There we go. It's not focusing on it properly. There we go. It's a little better. It was on sale for like $130 something. Supposed to be like $210 or something. You're lucky you didn't get bit. Oh, definitely, yeah. But I'm not too worried about rattlesnakes, honestly. You respect them, they'll respect you. Just like people. You respect people, they respect you back. At least any level-headed person will. We won't make any comments about the leftists, but we'll just leave it at that. We will leave it at that. We all know what that means. All right, gotta fold up the table, folks. Fold up the table. Yeah, over in that same area where that other mine is, where that rattlesnake was, there's like, was it 4 or 5 other deep holes, but to get to them, you'd have to rappel. Let's see here. You have to rappel down in, and I don't have the equipment for that. And if I end up getting some, I need to rappel down in this natural cave. Hey, what's up, Brantley? Oh, we just got done changing the oil in the Sprinter van here. Canela, Skittles. Neighbor lady's going out to get her mail, and they barked a little bit. Lots of basura. I put it in this big cardboard box. Is that trash in here? Yeah, it is. I need to change the oil in my car too, but I also need to figure out why it's misfiring. Spend some more time on that. About time to bring my CX-5 in for service. There you go. We have them here in Big Park. Here it's all rocks, timber rattlers. Yeah. We might have timbers. We don't have Eastern because we're here in Arizona, so obviously we don't have timber rattlers. Arizona has 13 of the 15 species of rattlers. Canelo, what are you digging up? So yeah, we got a lot of different rattlesnakes here in Arizona. 13 of the 15 species. I gotta check the mail too. The neighbor just checked hers. I know the mail lady came by. Canela. She's probably gonna try to sneak out. See if I got anything. Tire track doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, I got some junk mail in. Hey, what's up, Twin G? Yeah, we got some junk mail. It's actually for my roommate. Progressive Insurance. Maybe it isn't junk mail if it's his. Who knows? Timbers are very nasty. Yep. What's up, Beyond? I don't know that one. Oh, a timber rattler? A timber rattler. Let's see. For my car here, I need to search around to see if there's any problems with the ground or something. Where's that? There it is. Maybe the misfire simple plugs. No, we already did that. Changed them already. Sure, the spark plugs I did find that right after I changed them, is when it didn't unlatch, even though I pulled it. Right after I changed them is when I had a misfire, but at the same time, I also had, I cleaned the engine bay out with some engine cleaner. And I don't know if it ate through a ground maybe, but I didn't let it sit very long because the stuff I was using isn't the nicest on aluminum. All right, we got the hood open now. Do have a little bit of oil leak. See, that's the thing too. One of the spark plug tubes does have oil in it, but that's not the one that's misfiring. That's number 4 that's misfiring, not number 1. So watch, I'll flip it over for you. So usually number 1 cylinder is the one closest to the front of the engine. That's this one. That's the one that's misfiring. I swapped the coils. So this is actually number 1 coil cylinder or coil pack. Still stayed in number 1. Now, at one time, this coil pack got chewed by mice. This one did too. That's why it's retaped. And then this injector got bit. And I think that one, this switch of some sort got chewed. And one other injector I thought got chewed. Maybe it was just 2 injectors and then 2 coils. But I rewired them. I soldered them. But this is the one that oil gets in the tube. I have a new head gasket, or a new valve cover gasket set for it. I just never changed it. I don't know if it has this seal with it though, which is leaking a little bit. But somewhere after I cleaned the whole thing, it started misfiring at the same time I did all the spark plugs. So I'm like, is it from the cleaning and it ate a ground? But you'd think it'd be more than one misfiring. Like this ground's fine, which is directly off the battery harness. But there's usually a couple ribbon ones, which I'm not even sure where they're at. Here's one right here. Here's a ground that's off some sort of little box here. That thing's kind of like this one in here. It's got another one back in here right there. What's up, Hayden? Make sure you put OEM plugs back. OEM would be Motorcraft, which are garbage usually. Yep, I said it. Motorcraft ain't as good as they hype them up to be. I don't remember what's in it, but they're definitely OEM equivalent that are in it. Although, what's weird is the ones that I got from one store were one number, the one I got from another store were another number, but they were both OEMs. I'm not sure how that can be. Let's see here. There's a heat shield. Yeah, I don't know if there's a ribbon of something. There's for the AC pressure condenser. High pressure switch thing or something. Yeah, I don't know where it's leaking, honestly. There's something with the misfire. It's number 1. It always keeps being number 1. What's up, Dust Cover? Watched the movie about Moses that just came out recently. It's awesome. I haven't seen that one, Dust. I heard there's one called David that just came out. It's called King of Kings. Oh, yes, I did hear about that one. Angel Studios, I think, puts that one out, too. Guess it helps me on my journey. There you go, yeah. You fill up the blinker fluid tank. No, last I checked, this one doesn't say blinker fluid. It says cold fill range. But you would think if it was a ground, you'd get more than one misfire. Speaking of which, I've got a scanner here, but I can't. This is one of those gear wrench bi-directional scanners, but it hooks up to my phone, so sorry I had to step out. Yeah. Hey, Nin, welcome. Oh, that one's called Kings of Kings? Gotcha. I've recently found my way with Jesus Christ. Does anyone have any tips that will lead me in the right way? Hanan, praise God for one. Obviously, read your Bible daily and find someone to plug into that's a true believer that follows God's word. Fellowship with like-minded believers. Do you have any tips, though? Yep. It's on Netflix. Okay. It's called Testament. Do you know what bank of which cylinder? Well, it's only one bank. It's a 4-cylinder, so it doesn't have 2 banks. It's not a 6, as you can tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. They didn't make these in an 8. Hey, man, just read your Bible, follow the word. Yep. Anyway, send love from Colombia. Oh, you're back over there. There you go. Your best friend led you to Christ. Awesome. Awesome. No, we're a Christian channel here. So if you ever want to connect, I am on Instagram and Discord, which is I was going to say the channel name, but actually it's not. It's Jerome Grunwald is my Instagram. But yeah, we're trying to figure out if there's a leaky something. What is this thingy for? It's probably some variable valve timing hookup. It goes into the engine somewhere. Yeah, the valve cover leaks a little bit. And of course on top it does too, because I cleaned this all off, I don't know, a little over a year ago. Last November before last, not the one that just passed. But somewhere something's misfiring. And I don't know, it's always when you're on bumpy roads you'll feel it. It'll kind of cut in and out, and this being a manual, you even feel it more. Kristen's here as well, assistant pastor at my church. Yeah, I'm a preacher as well. I had a home church. About every 4th to 5th Sunday I preach. Here in about 2 Sundays, it'll be my turn again. What I could do is see if we're getting signal on the injector. I have wiggled these wires around while it's running, and I could not get it to misfire. Like, it didn't do anything, but when you're on a bumpy road, then it is. That makes me think it's got a wire loose connection in the wiring somewhere. It also has a power steering problem because it's a motor that runs the power steering. And that thing went out on it. There's a recall on it, but when I go to the dealer, they said, we don't show you fixed it, but it doesn't show as an open recall. So I'm like, well, how do I get it fixed then? No comment. They're just like, I don't know. It's going to let me join a meeting with his pastor. There you go. Do have to go to church with my friends to join the meeting. Okay, see you, buddy. And praise God on your conversion. Hope to hear some good news. Not a mechanic, LOL. I know very little when it comes to work on cars. I know a lot. I've rebuilt some 4-cylinders. I rebuilt a V8 before. I've done lots of work on cars. I used to work in a mechanic shop too, so. I'm thinking that's the thermostat. That's one thing, this car's never gave me a lot of problems until lately. About a year ago is when all the issues started happening with it. Looks like I need a new belt soon. It's got some little cracks on this side and probably on the other. And one of the idlers squeak. It's probably this one. It goes until it gets warmed up, and then it quits. Although there's usually a second idler, because that's just an idler. The tensioner's on the other side, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have to dig around this thingy. To do that, though, I need my scanner hooked up. So I might have to let you guys go. So I can tap into my scanner thing. Let's see here. I had to go on YouTube just to figure out how to change my headlights. Hey, some are hard. We were going to change some bulbs on a Mercedes, and we told them, nope, to get to it, you have to remove the front bumper. And we were like, not on an S-Class Mercedes. We're not even going to touch that. But even on a Honda Accord, when I replaced the headlights, the whole thing, I had to take the bumper off on a Honda Accord. It was one of my friends that I've worked on his tractors. An older gentleman. And somebody added some weird headlight, I don't know what these are, some weird headlight aftermarket something here at one time. But I haven't figured out how to turn them on and why they're just chilling in here. I found a switch somewhere in the glove box, not the glove box, the center console. Not console. Bump misfire, check the wiring harness branches. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening, a bump misfire. It's when you're on bumps. Goes to each injector or coil pack because they tied to the old cracking. Correct. That, see, like I wiggled them like this. So that's the injector for this one here, that cylinder. But this is this injector. While it's running, I would wiggle this one and this one because that's the coil for number 1. And this is the injector for number 1. And it wouldn't do anything. So, yeah, I'm thinking it was a ground, but I would think it'd be multiple misfires. Not just random or when it decides to do it. And it happened after I cleaned the engine. Like a year ago, I degreased this whole thing with foam, like spray foam degreaser. And sometimes some of those isn't the greatest things on aluminum. So you just let it sit as long as you can, just as short as you can, and then rinse it off. And then I changed the spark plugs after that. Right after that's when I had the misfire number 1. Good luck, my friend. Got to go into the range. Awesome. Yep, awesome. Let's see. I just got a message from Minty. She sent me a picture. Oh, probably of those rocks she was talking about. Oh, my brother sent me a message too. Oh, wow, nice. Oh, that's of, we got a missed call too. And they left a voicemail for 22 seconds. Never even knew it called. Connectors are probably good, but the wires in the main harness loop might be getting yanked. Yeah, like where it joins into here maybe, or here. I would have to take this back, open it up. Like I redid some, right here I redid this because Squirrel's got this one. Squirrel's got this one. Squirrel's got this little one down here that ties into some resistor. And I fixed those and, you know, it ran for like 3 years, no problem. So, yeah, I'm going to have to cut some of this back in here. Take a look at it, undo these. all these clips, like from here, there. I don't know where it goes from back into there, but this ground's fine here. That goes to some resistor. This ground, the main one, that's fine. But usually there's like an aluminum strip one, at least on a lot of them, that hook up to the back firewall, but it's not close enough. So I'm not sure where it is on this one. Because those aluminum strip ones can rot out sometimes. They get corrosion on them. But I would think it'd be more than one that would be rotting out if it was having problems. And when I plug in my OBD2 sensor, it just says random misfire number 1. And then once in a while it would say number 3. It had in the past, which that one has been rebuilt. Because there was a chew in here, and I soldered them together very nicely and taped them up decent. I mean, that was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2019. Look at that. That actually, you know, it stayed. You do it right, it's going to stay. And then this injector got bitten. That's number... what number is it? That's number 2, as well as the injector for, let's see, was there another injector that got eaten? I can't remember. That was for this little plug-in here, whatever that is, some resistor. Anyways, we'll have to take it undone with you guys off. Alternators back here. Yeah, we could check that one. Here's the main ones. There's the positive. It runs over from here. That's the positive. Down to there, that looks fine. The ground, I'm not sure where the ground is. It's probably back behind this. That's like a cooling housing. That's kind of cool. It's got an air directing cooling housing right here. At least that's what I think that is. Yeah, sure enough. It gets the hot air out and shoves it that way. So it's away from the, let's see here. Could be a ground on the alternator, but then I'd have charging issues, and it's been charging fine. I don't know, there's got to be something that when you bump around, it's got the problem. There's the, right here, down there's the motor for the power steering. It's got problems with that somewhere. I don't think any wire is bad on it. It's just they have a recall on them. When I went to the dealer, they're like, oh, it doesn't show you've got it fixed, but doesn't show that it's an open recall either. So I'm like, well, it shows if you never fixed it, then doesn't that mean it still needs done by you guys? They weren't sure what to do. Anyways, I'm gonna have to let you guys go so I can dig around in this. So I'll also check and wiggle the fuel relays. Fuel relays. Where would those be? I mean, we got this one sitting on the engine block right there. And then we got this little thing here, but those are both resistors. Well, the relays would be in here, I guess. That'd be in here. See owner's manual. Yep. The fuel relays, at least for the pump, are usually one of these, or sometimes one of these. Yeah. Anyways, gotta dig around. That's... Alright, yep, gotta let you guys go. Looks like it cut out there for a little bit. Yeah, because we're almost at 2 hours. It always does it around 2 hours. Well, y'all, appreciate you coming by and watching us change oil on the Mercedes Sprinter, and as we're trying to figure this thing out on the car. We'll get it going. Anyways, appreciate y'all coming by, and we got to do some testing. See you guys later. You can never go wrong doing what's right, and through Jesus Christ is the way to salvation. See you guys. Till next time, folks. Have a good one. Thanks, Chris. See ya.